You ever buy a pair of speakers that look amazing on the listing, sleek, powerful, all the right specs, only to plug them in and realize the sound is either boomy, harsh, or just plain underwhelming in your actual room? I've been there, and it's why I don't trust flashy listings anymore. If you're serious about live sound, monitoring, or even just filling a medium-sized space with clean, reliable audio, you need something that actually delivers in real use, not just on paper. The QSC K10.2 active 10-inch powered PA speakers might look like just another pair of studio monitors at first glance, but they're built for the stage, the rehearsal room, or even a small venue where you need consistent performance without constant tweaking. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Now, I know what you're thinking, another powered speaker with big watts and a slick display. What makes this one different? The difference isn't just in the 2000-watt Class D amp or the 10-inch woofer. It's in how it actually behaves when you're using it day in and day out. Most powered speakers in this price range give you basic EQ and volume controls, but the K10.2 goes further with factory presets and savable scenes. That means if you're using the same setup for a band rehearsal, a small gig, or even just background music at an event, you can save your settings and recall them instantly. No more fumbling with dials or trying to remember what good sounded like last time. That's a real-world feature that saves time and frustration, especially when you're working with different bands or setups. Another thing that stands out is the intrinsic correction tuning. What that really means is the speaker is designed to sound consistent across different rooms and setups without requiring a ton of room treatment or EQ adjustments. If you've ever moved a speaker from a carpeted living room to a hardwood-floored basement and had to redo your EQ every time, you'll appreciate this. The K10.2 isn't going to magically fix a bad room, but it's engineered to minimize those inconsistencies so you spend less time troubleshooting and more time performing. Now, let's talk about who this is actually for. If you're a solo musician, a small band, or someone who needs reliable sound for presentations, meetings, or small events, these speakers are a solid choice. They're not tiny studio monitors, but they're not overkill for a 20-person gathering either. The 2000-watt output gives you plenty of headroom for clear, punchy sound without distortion, even at higher volumes. But if you're running a large venue or need ultra-deep bass for electronic music, you might want to pair these with a sub or look at something with more low-end extension. These aren't designed to shake the walls, they're designed to deliver clean, articulate sound where it matters. Where I see these speakers shine is in rehearsal spaces and small gigs. If you've ever played a venue where the sound system was either too quiet or way too loud, you know how frustrating it can be. The K10.2 gives you a balanced sound that fills the room without overwhelming it. The multifunction digital display is intuitive once you get the hang of it, and the presets make it easy to switch between different sound profiles. For example, if you're using these for a vocal-heavy band, you can dial in a preset that smooths out the highs and tightens up the mids. If you're running a drum machine or synth, you can adjust for a flatter response. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution, but it's close. That said, there are a couple of trade-offs to consider. First, these speakers are heavy. At around 30 pounds each, they're not something you're going to toss in the back of your car and set up in 5 minutes. If you're someone who gigs regularly and needs to move gear quickly, you'll want to factor in the weight. Second, while the presets are helpful, they're not a substitute for good sound engineering. If you're not familiar with EQ and speaker placement, you might still struggle to get the best results. These speakers won't fix bad mic technique or poor room acoustics, they'll just make your sound more consistent within those constraints. So, should you buy the QSC K10.2? If you need a pair of powered speakers that deliver reliable, high-quality sound for rehearsals, small gigs, or presentations, and you're willing to put in a little time to set them up right, these are a great investment. They're not the cheapest option out there, but they're not overpriced for what they offer either. If you're just starting out or need something ultra-portable, you might want to look at lighter, more compact speakers. But if you're serious about sound and want a system that grows with you, the K10.2 is worth the upgrade. Before I wrap up, if you're still on the fence, check out the link in